Hello, welcome to our next installment in the UC9 video series. In our last video, we discussed the Jabber architecture and the different options that are available to you within Jabber. Today we're going to look at how we extend those same IM presence, voice and video capabilities that Jabber offers out to your mobile devices. By mobile device, I mean iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, things that you carry around with you. As we discussed in our last video, not all features are available to all clients. We have not really reached feature parity yet, but that is the plan. Today we're going to talk about the different clients that are out there with the understanding that not all clients have all features today. So, Jabber mobile supported architectures. So in our last video, we talked about the different architectures or flavors of Jabber that are out there. We went over Jabber for Everyone for IM and Presence, Cisco's free Jabber, a free hosted software-only option. We talked about Jabber for Cisco WebEx Telepresence, which is a subscription by the month for your endpoint, whether it's a software client or a hardware endpoint. And then we talked about Jabber with full UC support. In other words, a Jabber client that hooks into a call manager and a presence server, things along those lines that gives me the full capability. So, for more information about those specific architectures that are available to you, please feel free to go back and watch the last video. In this video, we're going to talk about how do those mobile endpoints specifically access this. What's required? What does it take for me to take an iPad and run Jabber on it? Fair enough? Alright, so let's start with licensing model. So in UC8 and earlier, in order for me to run Jabber on an iPad, I had to have specific license for that. I had to have Cool Pro, or I had to buy it a la carte. It was really considered a separate license or a separate model. When we get to UC9, that philosophy changes. An endpoint is an endpoint. I don't care whether it's a phone, whether it's Jabber on an iPad, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to license based on a user and not a device. Alright, makes sense? So what that means is, if I have a UCL enhanced license or enhanced plus license, I can run Jabber mobile on that. If I've got Cool Standard, I can run Jabber mobile on that. If I've got Cool Pro, it really doesn't matter at this point. As long as I can license an endpoint, Jabber mobile can be that endpoint. So a big shift between UC8 and UC9. When I start running on a mobile device, there are a couple of things that I need to think about. How am I connecting to the network? Right? If I'm connecting over my cellular connection, I'm going across the internet. If I'm going across the internet, I need a secure connection back to the UC infrastructure. How do I do that? So I do that with an ASA, a Cisco ASA. On that ASA, I do need licensing for the mobile devices. I need two types of licenses. One is for the SSL VPN itself. That can be AnyConnect Essentials, which is a platform license, or it can be premium licensing, which is a per user license. So I need one of those two. And then I need AnyConnect Mobile license, which is a platform. So with the mobile platform and one of the other two licenses on the ASA, my endpoint can connect over the internet securely back to your infrastructure. So building a VPN back to take advantage of the capabilities within your environment securely. Make sense? Okay, so how does all this work? Let's draw this out. So let's assume I've got my LAN, I've got a call manager server, I've got a presence server. Okay, if I have got a wireless access point and I come into my building and I take my iPad, for example, and I connect my iPad wirelessly to this wireless access point and I run Jabber on it, he can come in and he can register to my call manager and to my presence server. No big deal, right? In this case, I don't need anything extra than what I typically already have. Call manager, presence, correct licensing. Okay? This would be the same model as I've got a PC running Jabber on it. I have the same capabilities between the two. What if I leave my building and I start roaming? And let's say I'm on my cellular, or I'm in a coffee shop using their Wi-Fi or something along those lines. That means I'm coming across the internet. So how do I get that securely on my network? The way that's going to work, I've got an internet connection here. That internet connection comes back to your network through an ASA. I connect this same iPad either through my cellular or through, say, a wireless in a coffee shop or a guest network somewhere. I need to build that VPN. That VPN comes back to my ASA using the licensing we talked about before. AnyConnect, either Essentials or Premium, and then a mobility license. And on that, once I've done that, I appear as if I'm on your network. So from there, I can start using all of the same capabilities on Jabber that my platform will support. So in an iPad's example, this can be Call Manager, it can be your local presence, it can be the hosted model as we talked about, it could be a VCS and a VCSE that we discussed in our last video. So it does kind of depend on what your strategy is for IM and presence, for audio and for video and call control. But from the mobile perspective, really what you're concerned about is your licensing, which in 9 is all the same, and then your connectivity back in. And then from there, what features and functions within the platform that you're using are currently supported under Jabber. So iPad today is the most feature-rich. I can do all of those on an iPad, whether we're talking voice, we're talking video, IM or presence. Mileage will vary on other platforms today. The future vision is that all of them will be the same. But that is where we are today. Make sense? All right. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.